Europe has a wealth of cultural attractions and breathtaking natural scenery. Once you've ticked off the great museums, panoramic vistas, and energetic nightlife, what's left? A chance to indulge in a culinary adventure from authentic Italian pizza to Spanish paella and everything in between. For music lovers, London's calling. From the city's numerous theatres, concert halls, nightclubs, pubs, and even tube stations, as on any given night, countless performers take to the stage. Since it was built in 1889, the elegant iron structure of the Eiffel Tower has become the iconic symbol of the City of Light. No one could imagine Paris today without it. There's something magical about Venice on a sunny day, with beautiful Renaissance palazzos lined up along canals, filled with elegant gondolas. It's as if you've stumbled into a romantic movie set. For 28 years, the Berlin Wall, the most potent symbol of the Cold War, divided not only the city, but the world. 25 years after its fall, you can explore the remaining sections of the barrier between East and West, whose impact still resonates today. Santorini captures the imagination, with high cliffs soaring up from the Aegean Sea. White cycladic houses line the cliff tops, and when the sun sets, the reflection on the buildings and the glow of the cliffs is truly spectacular. High season runs June through August. April through May and September through October are the best months to travel in Europe. Travel costs in Europe can range from less than €60 a day if you choose a dorm bed in museums, to over €200 a day for an iconic hotel and theatre tickets. Europe's extensive train network is fast and efficient. Buses are good for short trips, or you can hire a car and drive your own. Europe's abundance of attractions, range of historical sites, glorious natural scenery, superb nightlife and lip-smacking menu of cuisines are just some of the key elements from which any traveller can create the trip of a lifetime.
Yan, naririnig niyo po ulit ako?
Yes po.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so first discussion natin is yung Central Europe. So Central Europe is ano yung mga country na kabilang sa Central Europe? So we have Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Slovenia, and Switzerland. So kung titingnan naman natin sa mapa, so nasa kanila talaga yung name na Central Europe kasi nasa gitna sila. So Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Hungary, Slovakia, Slovenia. So yan yung kanilang mga definition. And usually yung mga bansa na magkakasama or magkakatabi, sila-sila din yung nag-i-influence sa isa't isa. Okay? So ang Central Europe, they are very popular when it comes to their historical, social, and cultural identity. At isa din dito sa issue ng, hindi naman issue, naging issue ng Central Europe is yung war between Catholicism and Protestantism. So especially 'di ba dun sa ating discussion sa more of the part ng Northern Europe, ang kanilang common religion is Protestant. So, ibang part naman ng Europe is ang kanilang common religion, Roman Catholic. So, sa history ng Europe, madugo at controversial yung labanan between Catholicism and Protestantism. And parte ng Central Europe, yung pumupunta sila doon sa boundary ng Holy Rome or Rome, yung Rome itself. So hanggang doon sa boundary na yon. Next is we have the Southern Europe. So hindi muna yung France kasi France is very special. So Southern Europe naman is yung makikita nyo dito sa mapa. Tatakbo siya from France, hindi naman tatakbo. From the boundary of France, from Italy, going down to Bosnia and Herzegovina, yan, pababa ng Serbia and Montenegro, Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. At yung mga maliliitang nation na nandyan sa ibaba. So may mga island country dyan, including Malta. So kasama yung pinakamaliit na country ng Malta. Crete, so yung iba pang mga dito, sub-country ng Greece. So bababa tayo hanggang Turkey. Okay. So yan po yung discussion natin. Yung iba pa dito, like Romania, Ukraine, Belarus, party po sila ng another set of countries dito sa loob ng, or dito sa Europe. So for Southern Europe, again, napakadaming countries and regions na naka-include dito. Yung mga hindi ko nabanggit like Albania, Cyprus, so Gibraltar, so including yung mga country na yon, and yan, sorry, excuse me lang. Ayan, kasama doon sa region na yan. So usually ang Southern Europe, kilala sila sa tawag na Mediterranean Europe because of the Mediterranean Sea na nandun mismo sa baba nila. Ayan, Mediterranean Sea. So highly yan yung nakaka-apekto sa Southern Europe. So wala namang masyadong issue sa Southern Europe, nagkahiwalay-hiwalay lang sila noon because of political issues. Kasi dati kasi isang malaking peninsula sila, and because of political issue, nagsasarili na lang sila. Magkanya-kanya na lang tayo para walang away. And lastly, yung malaking bloke dito, na kasing laki ng Spain, usually magka-boundary lang sila, which is France. So mamaya magpi-play ako ng separate video about France, short and video about France, just to get to know what's in France. So we will be discussing more of the Central Europe. So ito yung part ko. So yung part nyo later na pag sa asynchronous reading. So before tayo maggamit ng PPT, so let's watch another video which is about Central Europe. Sorry guys, pagtudugtungin ko na Central and Southern Europe.
From the Gothic alleyways of Prague to the steamy thermal baths of Budapest, Central Europe is characterized by an old-world élan. Teutonic half-timbered villages, graffiti-decorated Renaissance squares, medieval walled towns. If you're looking for historical appeal, you've come to the right place. On mornings when the mists lie heavy and crowds are few, you might even imagine yourself in an earlier century. As soon as you step into the village of Zermatt, this colossus looms above you, mesmerising with its chiselled, majestic peak. Gaze at the Matterhorn from a tranquil sidewalk cafe, or hike in its shadow along alpine paths. Faster than you can say do-re-mi, you can be whisked into the gorgeous steep hills of Salzburg that are alive with Sound of Music tour groups year-round. 3 of Europe's most impressive peaks form the backdrop to the quaint towns and ski villages throughout the Jungfrau region. Here, every home and hostel has a postcard-worthy view. The city is defined by its striking Gothic architecture, which gives its old town a distinctive appearance. Torun offers a nice balance between a relaxing slow pace and engaging sights and entertainments. With around 20 ways up, they say you're not really a Slovene until you've climbed Mount Triglav. If time is an issue and you're driving, head for the Verschietz Pass, which stands head and shoulders above the rest. July through August is high season, when higher elevation trails are open for hikers. November through March offer prime skiing conditions. Travel costs in Central Europe can range from less than €60 a day if you choose a dorm bed camping and hiking, to over €180 a day for an international hotel and shopping sprees. Buses are most useful for travel in the mountains or between villages, and trains go almost everywhere. Car hire is also readily available. At once natural and refined, folksy and cultured, the combination of rustic mountain settings and old world style captivates travellers in Central Europe. Enjoy some of Europe's most spectacular alpine views and discover nature to explore around almost every corner.
The boundaries of the United States are probably very familiar to you. Canada is on the north and Mexico on the south. Our boundaries have been the same for over 100 years. But in parts of the world, there have been boundary changes and the creation of new countries as recently as 1991. Parts of Europe experienced many changes during the 1980s and 1990s. Because of political disagreements, the country of Yugoslavia broke into 10 different countries. These countries, and the countries of Italy, Greece, Spain, Portugal, and various small islands in the Mediterranean Sea, form what is now known as Southern Europe. Geographically, Southern Europe consists of peninsulas. A peninsula is an area of land almost completely surrounded by water. The countries of Spain, Portugal, Andorra, and Gibraltar make up the Iberian Peninsula. Named for the Balkan mountain range that runs through it, the Balkan Peninsula contains many of the countries that were formerly Yugoslavia. The Italian Peninsula, which is shaped like a boot, contains Italy and the tiny countries of San Marino and Vatican City. Vatican City, or the Holy See, is home to the Catholic Pope. Most of Southern Europe enjoys a Mediterranean climate, which brings warm, wet winters and calm, hot, dry summers. We know that the most common languages spoken in the United States are English and Spanish. In Southern Europe, you can hear people speaking French, German, Spanish, English, and Russian. But little-known languages such as Albanian, Croatian, Basque, Bosnian, Czech, Georgian, Italian, Lithuanian, Maltese, Slavic, and Turkish are also included in the dozens of different languages spoken throughout Southern Europe. As well as the diversity of language spoken, you'll find that Southern Europe has a variety of different religions, such as Baha'i, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. It's hard for us to imagine so many different languages spoken, religions practiced, and cultures blending in an area of the world that is less than 1/2 the size of the United States. But this is what you'll find in Southern Europe.
Okay, so on this part, on the first slide, so I will be discussing Central Europe, which is with Czech Republic, Poland, Austria, Hungary, Germany, and Switzerland. So yung 6 na country na yon. And usually naman, pare-parehas din naman sila ng culture, ng language, and religion. So mas mabilis na lang yung discussion natin. Okay, once again, for Central Europe, we have Germany, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Slovenia, Hungary, Slovakia, and Switzerland. So first is the Czech Republic. So yung kanyang capital is, ang pangalan ay Prague. Yan, that's the way they pronounce it, Prague. And ang kanilang flag is composed of yung white, red, and blue. And usually ang nirepresent ng red is courage when it comes to the wars they encountered. And then for white is for purity and peace. And then blue represent justice, truth, and loyalty. So, population as of 2018 is umaabot sila ng 10 million. So ito is male and female population. So ano yung pinakamadami? So dominant is mas madaming number is males compared sa females. And usually nasa ano na sila, kumbaga millennials, yung mga edad ng millennials. So papasok sa 30s to 40s. Tama lang yung kanilang mga age society. Nasa ano lang, career life na yung mga tao. So usual na climates Czech Republic, ang kanilang peak season is spring. So during March to May. And then summer to ang June naman to August. And usually mga off-season nila is papalo ng fall and winter, which is tatakbo ng September until the next year, March. The common religion in Czech Republic is Czech, yung kanilang wala silang mga religion or tinatawag silang atheists. So, and usually, wala lang yun sa kanila, common lang sa kanila na wala silang kinabibilangang relihiyon. And madami din pala ang Roman Catholic sa kanila, a Protestant and Roman Catholic. So as mentioned, di ba, sa kanina sa introduction ko, yan, issue sa kanila o dati, yung sinauna pang time is malaki yung influence ng kung anong relihiyon na kinabibilangan mo. Madugo siya historically kasi nagpapatayan yung mga tao. So today, the Czech Republic enjoys the strict freedom of religion. So whatever you choose, yun, okay lang yon. So kung ano man yung pinili mong relihiyon, bahala ka. So tradition and costume sa Czech Republic, because they are Christians, kasi it's either Protestant or Catholicism sila, they are Christian. So sinicelebrate nila yung mga festivals nila and traditions nila, naka-inline din doon. So meron din silang Easter, yung Velkonos, so meaning great nights. So Easter time, so very cheerful and light-hearted holiday in the Czech Republic. And usually when you visit homes, same din sila ng culture ng Northern Europe. It's you have to bring bottle of wine, flowers, and small gifts dun sa host family or dun sa host na dun sa family or sa bibisitahin mong family. So next is yung tinatawag na yung araw ng patay nila. So, meron sila by November 2, Czech visit to cemeteries to remember and pay respect to their deceased loved ones. Yan. Meron din silang ganon. December 5, also an exciting holiday for children, remind us that Christmas is not far. So, sa kanila, may hindi naman culminating start of holiday, which is December 5. So, dito naman, nagko-costume sila yung mga mga children, yung mga bata. So, tourist destinations sa Czech Republic. So, we have the very popular Old Town Square ng Prague. So, the oldest and historical most significant square in Prague. So, according to many people, one of the most European squares. So, pag sinabi nating squares, yung meron silang, dito nila ginaganap ng mga festivals, mga holiday meeting, and usually yung mga tao, lumalabas sila dito. So, located between the Wenceslas Square and Charles Bridge. So, in the 11th century, there was a marketplace which grew gradually in significance until it became the most important in the country. So, before, maliit lang yung marketplace, and later on, yan, parte na siya ng mga activity dito sa tinatawag na Old Marketplace or the Old Town Square. So, the square used to be called Big Square or Old Marketplace. And then meron silang popular kung ang London, meron silang popular na bell tower. So yung clock tower nila, sa Czech Republic meron din. Yung tinatawag nilang Prague Astronomical Clock or Prague Orlov. So the clock was first installed in 1410, sobrang old na, making it the third oldest astronomical clock in the world and oldest one still operating. Gumagana pa din hanggang ngayon. So the Orlov is mounted on the southern wall of Old Town Hall in the Old Town Square. Clock mechanism itself has three main components. So meron siyang astronomical dial representing the position of the sun, the moon in the sky. So hanggang ngayon gumagana pa rin siya. So makikita mo pa rin kahit umaga kung nasaang through that clock na yan, makikita mo kung saan nakalocate yung moon kahit hindi mo siya nakikita sa sky. Same as well, yung sun, makikita mo through the astronomical dial. And then we have the displaying various Catholic saints stands on the other side of the clock. So may mga Catholic names doon sa clock na yan. Next country is we have the Poland. So once again, white represent peace and happiness. And red represent yung kanilang mga struggles, yung mga wars, yung mga pinagdaanan nila sa country. Ang kanyang capital is Warsaw. So very challenging, ito lang yung location niya, very challenging yung language nila. So again, the population as of 2018 is 38.5 million. Poland is the most populous member state of the European Union. And kung mapapansin niyo yung kanilang demographics, more male and female, yan, mataas yung males pa din, same age din sila, age society, kumbaga, ng Czech Republic, which is mostly yung mga career people. 35, 30, yan, 25, pataas sa ganyan. So, mga millennials, madaming millennials niyan. Ang climate sa Poland is spring, so same as well, mag-start siya ng March, and then maglalast ng 60 days, autumn, September, and then summer usually June, July, August. Again, pag summer talaga mainit, humid yung temperature, and then yung kanilang off-season is yung kanilang winter part. And of course, guys, itong mga four season countries na to, depende sa climate, usually iba-iba din yung offerings iba-ibang offerings ng activities, iba-iba din yung atmosphere, so meron din siyang uniqueness at ganda. Usually lang, kapag kailan matao, kailan madaming activity yung mga tao, yun yung tinitignan natin dito. So, religion ng Poland, yun. Here you can see na mataas yung, dikit lang din naman, yung number of Protestant at saka Catholic. And the rest, yung tulad ng Sikh or Jewish, Hindu, it's a kind of Jewish culture, Hindu, Muslim, and Christian Orthodox. So, iba-iba lang din. Pero kung mapapansin niyo, mataas yung porsyento ng Protestant and Catholic. Okay, so most esteemed person in Poland is si Pope John Paul II. So he was born as a Polish noong May 18, 1920 in Wadowice, Poland. So tradisyon, meron tinatawag silang, ano pa na kung nga ito yan, i-pronounce, Stroje-Ledush. Stroje-Ledush. So men and women folk costume and most often during use or wear during holidays, weddings and festivals. So ito yung kanilang national costumes. So and usually ginagamit nila to sa mga dances, yung mga syempre mga dancer, mga performer. But yan, pinapakita nila yung kanilang national costume. And then we have the Krakowiak. So Krakowiak, it's a fast syncopated Polish dance in double time. So, kaya nung na-mention dito, parang fast-paced dance siya ng mga Polish. And usually, yan yung isa sa mga karakter ng mga Polish. Mahilig silang sumayaw at usually yung mga dances nila, mabibilis yung rhythm. And then we have the Oberek. So, it's a fast, vivacious dance in time. So, the word Oberek is derived from obrot, meaning to turn. So, mabilis yung mga dance move nila, yung turn. So, popular Polish Christmas tradition is sharing thin pieces of paper or oplatek with family members and friends, wishing each other all the best in the new year before sitting down to the Christmas Eve dinner. So again, nag-sharing sila ng isang papel na merong wish or kumbaga greetings. So, yan. And then, kukunin nila yung papel. Gaya nung nasa picture. And then, second to the last is yung Smigus, Dingus, or yung tinatawag na Wet Monday. Kung sa Pasig merong basaan, ayan, meron din silang ganyan. Which is basaan sa street. So, habang nagsasayaw. Ayan. So, tourist destination sa Poland. So, first is the Wawel Royal Castle in central Krakow, Poland. So the castle being one of the largest in Poland represents nearly all European architectural styles. So lahat ng architectural styles including Baroque, Medieval, and Renaissance. So lahat yan may mga distinct characteristics. So lahat yun makikita nyo dito sa Royal Castle. So in 1978, it was declared as UNESCO World Heritage Site as part of the Historic Center of Krakow. So again, guys, just to give you idea, pag pinasa ng UNESCO or pinayagan ng UNESCO, hindi pinayagan, according dun sa mga qualification na approve as UNESCO World Heritage Site ang isang location, hindi siya pwedeng baguhin agad-agad or mawawala sa inyo yung crown ng UNESCO. Parang Pag natag kayo as UNESCO Heritage Site, lahat ng development, changes sa structure, lahat ng pati color, pintura, pati pagpapaayos ng mga artifacts na to, kailangan nakabatay siya sa rules ng UNESCO Heritage Sites. Kung meron mang magawa dyan na modern or hindi magko-complement sa total image ng isang area, hindi na kayo magiging World Heritage Sites. So, mawawalan na kayo sa list. So, kaya bawal mag-create ng another building dyan, magtayo. Lalo na pag historic center. Pag historic center kasi buong area, kunyari, buong Quezon City, historic center siya, hindi agad-agad makapagpatayo ng mga new buildings doon. I-retain nyo kung ano yung actual. Kaya yan yung karaniwang style ng Europe. Parang nasasabi nila na malungkot daw or parang masasabi nila parang sinaunang panahon kasi nga they are most of the cities and most of the structure are under UNESCO World Heritage Site. So again, let's go back. The castle is now a museum separated in 5 sections, each section requiring different tickets. So they have the state rooms, the royal private apartments, and the crown treasury and armory. So next is the Wilanów Palace or Wilanowski Palace. So Wilanów, usually Nov, yung basa nila, district ng Warsaw. So Wilanów Palace survived Poland's partition and both world wars. So serve as the reminder of the cultural of the Polish state that it was before the misfortunes of the 18th century, built in the second half of the 7th century. So ito yung building na dumanas ng maraming mga digmaan, maraming mga pagsabog. So and then, inano naman nila yan, dire-develop ulit. Okay, so next country is Austria. So ang capital niya is Vienna. So located siya sa baba ng Germany. And ano country na ito? Kalimutan ko na. Czech Republic. So population, they have 8 million population as of 2018. Ayan. So mababa lang sila. Wala pa to sa sobrang ang laki ng bansa nun, pero ang liit ng population. So climate, winter, summer, and spring and fall. Ang peak season during spring and off-peak season is during winter. Ang kanilang religion, Christianity, yung dominant religion. So it can be Protestant or Roman Catholicism. So tradition and costume ng isang Austrian. So, tradition food is relished and meals are celebrated. Austrians can spend more than an hour discussing various topics over a meal and afterwards spend an equal amount of time to finish their conversation over a cup of coffee and dessert. So, madaldal sila in short. So, and usually they really like to hang out and talk. So, visiting one of the many Christmas market in Austria is a popular tradition during the 4 weeks of Advent. So yung Christian market nila can be described as street market that sell Christmas ornament, cookies, and other things related to Christmas. So in short, meron din silang Tiange. So Tiange, bazaar, yan, popular po sa kanila yan. Apart from shopping, people like to enjoy gulu wine, punch, and many other festive delicacies. So they have their own festive delicacies. Kung meron tayong lechon, pansit, so ano yung ating mga local delicacies, meron din po doon sa kanila. So languages spoken in Austria, German po yung official language, and 98% of the population nakakapagsalita ng German, which is as their mother tongue. So Slovene is an official language in the southern province of Carinthia, and other minority languages include Croatian, Hungarian, and all 3 languages are taught alongside German in some bilingual schools. So kung sa kanila, yan, mayroong mga tinuturo talaga yung Croatian and Hungarian. Pero it's your choice pa rin. Pero German is widely spoken. So other minority language, Slovak. And ang kanilang customs is when entering Austria from other EU, pag sabi natin EU, yung kanilang European Union member states, the previously carried out permanent custom checks are no longer in operation. So you will only occasionally have to expect these checks at the border when traveling through Austria. So So, usually, pagdating sa mga European Union members, maluwag po sila. Pag sinabing maluwag is yung Schengen, yung Schengen visa, isang visa lang, you can go all the countries in Europe na miyembro ng European Union. So, pagdating dun sa mga magbo-border, ang tawag ito, papasok ka sa isang border ng mga bansa, mas maluwag na yung checking. Kasi kumbaga, nakilatis ka na nila bago ka pumunta sa any European Union member states. So, yun yung maganda sa Europe kasi ang mahal pag galing ka ng Pilipinas or Philippine money yung gagamitin mo. So, etiquette, Austrian etiquette. So, greetings are formal. A quick, firm handshake is the traditional greeting. Maintain eye contact. So, some Austrian men, particularly those who are older, may kiss the hand of a female. A male from another country should not kiss an Austrian woman's hand. So, sila lang po ang pwedeng mag-kiss do sa hand ng mga female. And male from other countries, so pag hindi mo alam, hindi ka parte ng ano nila, ng nationality nila, hindi mo pwedeng gawin sa mga Austrian women 'yon. So women may also kiss men, but men never kiss other men. Okay? So titles are very important and denote respect. Use a person's title and their surname until invited to use their first name. So last name basis po sila and based on your title. So very particular sila doon. When entering a room, shake hands with everyone individually, including children. So pagdating naman sa dining etiquette, if you are invited to an Austrian house, arrive on time. So pareha sila ng culture ng iba pang mga mga European country. A sign of respect sa kanila yung being punctual sa mga gatherings. So, dress conservatively and elegantly. In some houses, you may be asked to remove your shoes, although the custom is not as prevalent as it once was. So, depende sa bahay. So, tourist destination sa Austria. So, kinukuha lang natin yung mga short na tourist destination and yung mga mas popular at mas influential dun sa area or mas kapansin-pansin dun sa area. We have the Schönbrunn Palace, one of the major tourist attraction in Vienna, comparable in grandeur to Versailles, which is the Palace of Versailles. So this is 1,441 room palace and was built between 1696 to 1712. So at the request of Emperor Leopold I and turned into the Imperial Summer Palace by Maria Theresa. So the Palace Park offers a lot of attractions such as Freebie Garden, oldest zoo in the world, a maze, a labyrinth, a marble summer house situated on top of 60-meter high hill. So yung nakikita natin ngayon, gate pa lang yan. Kumbaga entrance pa lang yan. And usually kasi yung mga palace dito sa mga countries na to, meron talaga silang mga garden, meron silang mga maze area, and malawak yung kanilang backyard, malawak yung kanilang area. Next is we have the Hallstatt, a small village in the Salzkammergut region, famous for its salt production. So again, popular itong village na to because of the salt production, which is yung kanilang desired commodity used to preserve and provide flavor to food. So the village has a long-standing history of wealth and prestige. Especially nung mga early times, salt is very popular. Sa atin ngayon common na lang kasi madali na tayong mag-produce ng salt. But sa mga panahon nila before, yan yung ingredients or spices very kumbaga ginto talaga or source of income talaga yon. So sa kanila yun, na-cultivate nila yan as their famous production. Kumbaga famous items or famous product ng area. So the wealth accumulated from the salt industry transformed it into a glamorous Baroque village. So yung kanilang mga style ng infrastructure or buildings is Baroque style. Which is yung usually is mga patusok, ganyan. Ganyan yung feature ng Baroque. Tapos mga maliliitang window. So next country is Hungary or ang kanilang capital city is yung Budapest. Please raise your hand guys kung nandiyan pa kayo at actively nakikinig. Let me see kung ilan na lang po ang nakikinig. Out of 37. Out of 37. So, nasaan na yung iba? 24 out of 37. So, ilan yung nawawala? Nasa 13. Okay, thank you. Pwede na pong ibaba. So, next country is we have Hungary or Budapest. Yung kanina. Budapest is the capital city. So, Hungary, guys, isa sa pinakamahihirap na country sa Europe. Imagine mo kung Philippines mahirap na nga. Sino pa yung isa sa mahirap na country? Hungary. And mataas yung crime rate dito sa country na to. So, for Hungary, red represent blood, white represent the rivers of Hungary, and yung green represent mountains. So, yun naman yung definition nila. Blood, river, mountain. So, yung location ng Hungary sa mapa. So, population, the current population of Austria is 8 million. Bakit Austria to? So, sa Hungary naman, ano yan? Anyway, yung latest population nila is nasa 9 million. So, ito na yung pagbasihan natin yung graph as of 2019 naman. So usually nagpa-population, nagkukuha sila ng population the late month. So December ganyan. So 2019 nasa 9 million kasi dami lang sila ng Austria. So climate same with other Central Europe. They have the winter, summer, fall. Ang kanilang peak season is spring and off-peak season is winter time. So 54.2% of the Hungarians declared to believe in Christianity. So 38.9% Catholics and 13.8% Protestant. So other religions, so nag-exist din doon sa country na yon. So, hindi ko na siya babasahin, yung iba. Traditions and customs. So, tradition, the holiday season feature family tradition that had been shared for generation. So, naiintindihan natin yung culture nila kasi Christianity. So, somehow, yan, related tayo dun sa kanila. And usually, di ba, yung kanilang mga festivals o yung mga tradition or holidays nila is nakabatay din siya dun sa religion. So they celebrate name days. So every first name have its own day in the calendar. So based on historical events or religious tradition. There are many unique Hungarian traditions in connection with celebrating holidays. So at Easter, Hungarian girls paint eggs with different methods. So, customs nila, Hungarian is the official language of Hungary, spoken by over 98% of the population. So, they have their own language. Hindi sila nanghiram sa Germany or hindi sila nanghiram sa Russia. So, the currency used in Hungary is the forint. So, family is very important part of Hungarian culture. Extended families often live together under the same roof. So, ayaw nila maghiwa-hiwalay. So, grandparents often play a big role in raising their grandchildren. The typical Roman Catholic life or Roman Catholic family. So tourist destination in Hungary, so we have the Danube or Danube River. So the beautiful Danube River flows through Hungary from north to south. And as it passes through Budapest, it splits the city into two. Actually, yung Budapest, ang pronunciation niya, Budapest. Yung isang city, ang pangalan, Buda, and yung next city is Pest. So, yung Danube River, or yung Danube Bridge, yan, Danube River is the river. So, yung mga bridge na yan, yung nagdudugtong dun sa dalawang city, which is the Buda and Pest. So, favorite spot for locals is yung kanilang Freedom Bridge. So, other great places from which to view this majestic river are at the Nube Bend, one of the country's most popular recreational and excursion spot. So may yung kung saan siya sino yung nagpicture nito, yung place niya yan. Nakikita mo yung pinaka city lights and pinaka Danube River. Next destination is the Tihani, so one of the most popular holiday resorts in Lake Balaton. So originally an island, so this tiny peninsula covering just 8 square kilometers boasts some of Hungary's most extraordinary scenery. So designated a nature reserve, southwestern section is close to traffic and is wonderful to explore on foot along the well-marked trail network. So yung Tiffany, it's parang village na island. Parang isang city siya. So yan yung dinadayo doon yung mismong lugar na yan. Last two country, we have Germany. Okay, so hindi natin tatalakayin yung history ng Germany kasi napakalawak at napakamadugo. But we have here Germany, which is the capital is Berlin. So orange, red, and black. So itong mga color niya, it represent the national colors of Germany. And which is, nire-represent niya yung mga iba't ibang parties or political parties na meron sa Germany. Yung centrist, Republicans, and Democratican parties. So yung tatlo. So Germany, nasa center talaga siya. Sa ibaba, nasa taas niya is yung Denmark. So population ng Germany is 82 million approximately as of 2018. Climate. So Germany's climate is moderate and has generally no longer periods of cold and hot weather. So northwestern and coastal Germany have a maritime influence climate. So pag sinabi nating maritime, kasi nga malapit na siya dun sa taas sa Denmark. So nakaharap siya dun sa dagat sa taas. May dagat pala siya sa sa northern part. So nakaka-influence yun sa climate ng Germany. So meron siyang warm summers, mild cloudy winters, and most areas is in terms of the North Sea coast have midwinter temperature. So galing sa lamig ng northern part. Ayan, yung kanyang description. Meron 4 seasons din po sila. So peak seasons in Germany peak season in Germany is yung kanilang summer. So bakit summer? Kasi doon po nag-hiking, yan. May summer break yung mga tao, and then usually maraming mga visitor pag sa panahon na yan. So crowded yung mga tourist attraction nila. Religion, Germans are Christian or into Christianity. So ina-identify na lang natin yung Christianity, yung umbrella, and yung under nun is iba-ibang klaseng denomination, which is may Catholics, merong Protestant. So the number is 29% Catholics, Muslim are make up of 4.4% lang. So tradition and costumes sa Germany. So unsurprisingly, the official language of the country is German. Parang okay. More than 95% of the population speak German as their first language, according to Angelo State University Center for International Studies. Other languages is Serbian in Eastern Europe, sa North and West naman Frisian. Meron din silang mga rhyme and Swahili, may Danish, so halo-halo na yung iba. Pero ang kanilang official language, German. So values. So German places a high priority on structure, privacy, and punctuality. Again, structure, privacy, and punctuality. So familiar naman kayo sa Holocaust, sa Nazi, kay Hitler. So ayan. Kasi meron silang mataas yung kanilang yung kumbaga dignidad sa kanilang lahi. Yan yung ganyan yung mga German. So the German people embrace the value of thriftiness. So yung pagiging kuripot, hard work, and industriousness, and there is a great emphasis on making sure that the train runs on time. So according to Passport to Trade 2.0, an online business etiquette guide by the University of Salford in Manchester, England, Germans are most comfortable when they can organize and compartmentalize their world into controllable units. So meron silang ganung characteristic. So mas comfortable sila pag nako-control nila yung nasa paligid nila or yung trabaho nila. So time there is managed carefully, calendar schedules and agendas must be respected in a way na kailangan state yung kanilang mga gagawin, yung schedule nila naka well plot when it comes to their schedule, time, or sa buhay nila. Importante yun sa kanila. German are stoic people who strive for perfectionism and precision in all aspects of their lives. And they do not admit faults, even jokingly, and rarely hand out compliments. So, since meron nga akong friend, sabi niya, ang mga Germans na napaka-cold, scary daw, kasi nga, perfectionist sa trabaho, and then usually pag nagkamali sila, hindi sila umaamin, hindi nga din nasabi dito. And usually daw, hindi rin din sila nagbibigay ng compliment. Kaya may something na nag-duel yung empleyado mo, usually hindi sila, napaka-cold ng emotion nila. So at first, their attitude may be seen unfriendly, but there is a keen sense of community and social conscience and desire to belong. So, cold lang daw sila sa labas, pero ano naman daw sila, warm sa loob. So, yan yung mga German. So, German food and drink. So, German loves rich, hearty cuisine. And though each area of Germany has its own definition of what traditional meal looks like. So, pork is the most consumed meat according to German Food Guide. And yung Schweinstich, yung braised pork hook, and yung pork stomach are a couple of traditional pork dishes. Yeah. And we have the, hindi ko sure kung tama yung pronunciation ko sa kanilang sausage, pero yung bratwurst. So it's closely associated with German food. Cabbage, beets, and turnips are commonly incorporated into meals, as they are native to the region, and potatoes and sauerkraut that also stars for German cuisine, isang uri ng vegetable. So, beer is the most popular alcoholic beverage. Sila po ang nagpasimula ng Oktoberfest. So, and the country is known as the birthplace of number of beer varieties. So, Pilsner, Weizenbier, or wheat beer, and Alt. So, these beers were crafted according to the Reinheitsgebot, or the purity law. Meron silang fina-follow na law paano nag-ferment or nagpo-produce ng beer. So, a 16th century Bavarian law that decreed that beer could only be brewed from barley, hops, and water according to the NPR. So, National Purity Law. So, brewers use 2 yeast available in the air. Brandy and schnapps are also favorite German alcoholic beverage. So, mataas po yung tolerance nila sa beer. Kasi sabi nila, wag mo silang yayain sa padamihan ng maiinom ng beer. Or sa palasingan, kasi nga, mataas yung tolerance nila sa beer. Bata pa lang, na-exercise na yung pag-inom nila ng beer. Kasi common to sa lahat ng establishment, very common sa Germany. So, tourist attraction in Germany, we have the Berlin's Brandenburg Gate. So, ito yung usually maraming tao na dumadaan dyan. So, very popular, iconic gate nila. So, modeled on the Acropolis in Athens and built for King Frederick William II in 1791. Acropolis, ang meaning ng Acropolis, guys, is a temple in a high elevation. So, hindi lang isa yung Acropolis sa buong Europe. Diba? May Acropolis sa ganitong lugar. So, usually po yan. So, built for King Frederick William II in 1791, the monumental sandstone Brandenburg Gate in Berlin's Meat District was the city's first